Good day, students. Welcome to mathgotserved.com. In this clip, we're going to be going over one of the factorization techniques for quadratics, which is factoring difference of squares. The question reads, the expression 36x squared minus 9 is equivalent to. So to get us started, let's go ahead and refresh our memory on the formula for difference of squares, factoring difference of squares. So if you take a look at the name, it basically tells you exactly what the formula is comprised of. Okay, so for a difference of squares, you have two squares and the subtraction operation. So a squared minus b squared. So you have two squares, a squared and b squared, and you have a minus, so this is a difference of squares. If you want to factor the difference of squares, all you do is you take the sum and the difference of the square root of the squares. So that will yield a plus b times a minus b. Okay? All right, there's a common mistake that many individuals make when it comes to factoring difference of squares. All right? If you have a sum of squares, a squared plus b squared, some might assume that the same formula applies. The reality of the case is that it does not. If you have a squared plus b squared, you cannot factor this with integer coefficients. You have to resort to the use of imaginary coefficients. So in the real number set, this expression is prime. All right, it's prime and cannot be factored. Prime and cannot be factored. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and factor this expression right here using the formula that we just highlighted. So we have 36x squared, which is a square, minus 9, which is another square. So we have a difference of square situation. Let's place the formula on top of this expression right here. So we have a squared minus b squared. So if we factor a squared minus b squared according to what the formula specifies, it becomes a plus b times a minus b. All right, so all we just need to do is find out what our a and b's are, substitute it into this formula, and we're good to go. Okay, so based on this setup that we have right here, a squared is 36x squared. So if a squared is 36x squared, then what is a? We use the inverse of square, which is the square root. Okay, so we'll just do the square root both sides of the equation. And what do we get? We get the value of a. A is going to be equal to the square root of 36 times the square root of x squared. So if you root 36, you get 6. And if you root x squared, you get x. Okay, so there goes a. And then b, we just determine what b squared is in this setup. So b squared is 9. So b is going to be the square root of b squared. So what is the square root of b squared? The square root of b squared is b. And then on the right side, we have to just find the square root of 9, which is 3. Alrighty. So what we're doing in essence, the shortcut is we're taking the square root of the first term and the last term, and then expressing those roots as a sum and a difference. That will yield the factored state, which is a plus b, 6x plus 3 times a minus b, which is 6x minus 3. All right, so there goes the factored state for the quadratic expression 36x squared minus 9. The answer to this question is option number 3. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. Don't forget to help support our channel. Tons of support resources can be found at mathgotserved.com. Do check it out. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.